Hello and welcome to Bobstercast, a podcast for all things Bob's Burgers. I'm Mr. Wizard and I'm joined by Tear.
What is up?
And we're excited because we're finally going to be starting the show, talking about the show.
Yes.
I mean,
oh my gosh, yay.
we talked about the three different pilot episodes, but
Yeah.
that's all we did.
Yeah. That doesn't count.
So now we're going into season 1.
Yeah. We are.
Not as good as season 2. But we don't talk about that because
We're not yet.
Anyway, so here's how we're gonna structure things or try to structure things.
Exactly.
So we're gonna start by ranking each individual episode by 3 categories: humor, story, and then other, like characters, voice acting, music, the end credits thing.
Whatever stands out to us, pretty much.
Yeah. And then we'll give first we'll give a small summary and then the overall episode ranking. And then one of us will do the math and we'll put in the for the overall episode ranking out of 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how we're doing things.
Yay.
So we should start out with even though we talked about this one in the very first episode, human flesh. So
I mean, good. Like,
yeah. There were 2 burgers of the day, new baconings, and the child molester. Yes, the
it's so good.
molester.
Gosh.
Comes with candy.
Yeah. Because that's...
And then the pest van for all the whole season is Rats All, folks.
The whole season?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They don't start the new season until they don't start different pest vans until season 2.
Mm.
And then the store next door is PEETA, People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. Wait, no. PFETA. Okay, I wrote that wrong on the...
Hey, you got the gist right, and that's what matters.
Yeah. So for humor, I rated it 18 out of 20 because there were a lot of moments like the toothpick, the autistic joke, and the
Yes.
molester that made me laugh way too hard.
Yes. Agreed. I also rated it a 10 out of 10 for the humor.
All right. The story, I mean, it sets up the characters pretty well.
Yeah.
And I rated it 15.5 out of 20.
Yeah, I think it's a good story. Especially as a setup for a pilot, like as a pilot period. It's really good, and I feel like excuse me. I feel like as an episode it's really good, so I would also rate it like I'm just gonna do a little bit higher just because I feel like because I'm really into like storytelling and stuff. I'm not saying that you're not, but I just think it's I'm gonna just do 16 out of 20 just because I feel like as someone who wants to get into writing TV shows, like I have a list of like perfect pilots, and this is definitely one of them. So it's like, ugh.
And then for there were. So I don't really know. When I started this, I didn't really know how to like do it. Like I knew introduce new characters and stuff. So like I mean, it's the very first episode. You are introducing all the characters,
Exactly.
but like,
But it's
I
fun.
wouldn't include the Belcher family because those are like the main characters. I mean, like other
Yeah.
side characters like Hugo and Ron
Hugo
are.
and Ron.
Yeah, it introduced them, and it really didn't have anything else that stood out to me. So
Yeah.
I rated that a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I see that.
And then for an overall episode ranking of 40 out of 50.
Yeah, I see that. 40 out of 50 is a good rating for it, especially because considering, like, I don't know, just like how it carries as the first episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, 40 out of 50, I think, is a good ranking for it.
All right. And then the crawl space episode. There are I should start with the store next door. Protzol natural fertilizer. I don't think that's a play on anything.
Yeah,
And then the foot feta-ish burger. It was one made by Louise.
of course.
It was changed from never been feta.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I think I forgot one too, because uh Linda made one later in the episode, a
Yeah.
Toonami. So yeah. And for humor, the only really thing that I found funny in that was Gene's history report about
His,
his grandparents
his
having sex.
Another thing that I kind of found funny is the scene where Louise is like, "Do you want to hear my impression of grandma, and Grandpa Al?" And then she's like, "I'm not hearing this right," and she's like, I hate the sound she makes and the way she talks." And then it's just like there's like little things I find funny, but I feel like overall the episode's more of a like I don't know, more of a feel for the family vibe, I guess.
Yeah. And okay. For story, uh it's better than I remember for watching it the first time.
Mm.
And it introduces like I think 4 characters, 5 including Kuchikopi. I mean, you can count a character that's only seen in dreams as a character, right?
Yeah, and plus, especially after the movie, Coochie Kopi's character, like,
Yeah. So I rated it 17 out of 20.
yeah, that was my rating too. It's yeah,
And then oh, for others, uh it introduces Teddy in this episode.
oh, that's
And
right. Oh my gosh, I love Teddy so much. Oh,
Linda's parents
yeah,
and Mr. Frond.
and Mr. Front.
So, because it introduces so many different characters, I gave other 10 out of 10
Yeah,
for the episode ranking to be 41 out of 50, just 1 point above.
human flesh.
Yeah. Okay, Sacred Cow. Uh, Store next door was a crime scene, so there was no store next door.
Yeah,
And then the burgers of the day are Mission Accomplished Burger and Rest in Peas Burger.
it's so good, but so bad at the same time, and it's really funny.
And then hold on, there's so many things I wrote for humor. Like it brings in the gag that Teddy can't sign correctly. Like sign his name on a form.
Yeah, all of Melissa.
Yeah, and I'm just remembering this. When Bob brings the cow into the apartment, it pees on the floor for an unreasonably long time.
It's just it's so funny and so long and so good.
And Gene is excited because he also wants to pee on the floor.
Yeah.
And oh, so Linda was like, I don't want to be seeing this cow's ASS. And then
Yes.
Louise is like, I know what that means. It says ass.
Yeah. And Tina's like ass, and then Louise is like ass.
Even
She's like,
I rated humor a 16 out of 20.
yeah, this episode is really funny.
And then again, when I watched it for the first time, I really didn't enjoy it because
Yeah.
I watched some of the later episodes before this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So but then I when I came back to it, I liked it more. And the plot was excellent and there was no really new characters. Although it really did develop Bob's character a lot.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
I gave it 17 out of 20.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we forgot to do like give a summary of the episode. Okay, well, we got to do that more, I guess.
Did we do that for? Oh yeah, we did that for Crawl Space. We're great podcasters. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Sacred Cow, basically, a controversial filmmaker places a live cow outside of the family restaurant to make a statement. Bob is livid, especially when the cow starts to scare away customers. However, to everyone's surprise, Bob starts to treat the cow like a member of the family. And that cow is Melissa, and I just, oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah, I also noted that they were celebrating their 1,000th burger, and a guy named Randy tries to guilt Bob and get him to stop making burgers.
Yeah.
And then also Tina tries communicating with Poop.
Oh, yeah.
And then a petting zoo kidnaps Melissa.
And
And yeah, they torture animals to make crappy ripoff of certain lullabies. So I think Melissa was the cow that jumped over the moon or something.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
All right, so this episode I think is the lowest right now at 39 over 50.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have our first Tina based episode.
Yeah. I love
Sexy
this
dance
episode.
fighting.
I love this episode.
Uh and the store next door, I wrote it as meth I can. So I'm assuming it was a store that sells meth.
Yes, just a random store.
Yeah. And the burgers of the day were the Rogue Fort Files, I think. Roquet Fort Files, I don't know. And then the these collards don't run burger. I have no idea if those are plays on anything or whatever.
And if they are, we're sorry. Not really, but
Holy, okay. So actually, before I get into the ratings, we need to do the episode summary. So basically, Tina has more responsibilities than Louise and Jean and has to work and stuff. And then she meets a guy named Gyro who does this martial arts thing. And so she signs herself up for it. And then
it's like a mix of martial arts and interpretive dancing.
yeah.
It's very just
And then Bob didn't really like this.
No.
And then Tina falls in love with Gyro, kind of like, I mean,
Yeah.
and then Bob really doesn't is jealous. Tina is or Gyro is taking Tina away from him,
Yeah.
and Tina's treating Gyro like a dad.
Yeah.
And
Well,
when Bob goes to confront Gyro during his 4:30, he gets his ass whipped to him, ass handed to him, and then he shits himself.
the sound effect that they have in it is just
Yeah.
so profound. It's
And then yeah, that's all I wrote. And then also I wrote to mention this, that I noticed a lot of the end credits are just the Belchers doing the dishes and stuff.
yeah.
Or
That's where
at least in the first season.
yeah.
And then yeah. So actually I think this is my lowest rated episode. Let's see. Humor, I don't okay, I gotta find out why I put an 11 out of 20. And it was mostly just Louise's like revenge on Gyro. That was funny.
That season, there's that episode, and it was another Louise moment where Tina walks out, and then Bob is like, "You walk out that door, you're dead to me," or something like that. And then Louise
Oh,
is like,
I think that was
"Dad."
in this one. I don't
Yeah, and
remember.
then she's like, "Dad, I'll get her." And then and he's like, "You walk out here, you're dead. You hear me, Dad," or something like that. And then she's like, "Sorry, Dad. There's just no getting to her." And it's like,
Okay, yeah, I didn't write that, but yeah,
that scene is so funny. I think Gyro's a funny character. It's just like, I think it's a funny episode. It's just also like not slow, but I don't know how else to explain like the pacing of it being weird to where the humor kind of drags out a little bit, if that makes sense.
yeah. And then at the very beginning of the episode, uh, uh, Tina's like just lying on the floor, and she's like, Then Louise, she says something, and then Louise goes, "You should kill yourself."
Oh my
And
god,
then
yes, that.
Jean is like, "Yeah."
Oh my god, I forgot. I watched this and I just have terrible memory. I'm like,
Yeah, and that's all for that I mean, though that's all I got out of that for humor, so 11 out of 20.
yeah,
And then the story, it was a great Tina and Bob episode.
yes, yes,
It wasn't the best, but it was interesting.
yeah. It was also kind of our first introduction into Tina's boy craziness.
Yeah. I put that as a 15 out of 20.
Yeah, that's a fair rating.
And then there were no like new characters or music except Gyro, but he's like a
He's not
one-time
a
character.
yeah,
So yeah, there was nothing that really stood out. So I gave it a 6 out of 10.
yeah. That's fair.
So the total rating for this one is 32 out of 50.
Mm.
Oh, and then we get into, hold on, let's see. Okay. Next one is Hamburger Dinner Theater. The Oh wait, the store next door is synthesizers. And then the burgers of the day are totally radish burger, um, onion burger grilled to death, and the last of the mode. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Some of the food items that they choose for these ones are like insane, and it's so funny.
Yeah, they've done Bradish before. They've done Bradish more than one time.
Like, it's just insane. But yeah, this episode is
Uh, so hold on, I'm trying to remember what happened in this episode.
this is the one where Bob reluctantly lets Linda and the kids stage a musical murder mystery dinner in this restaurant, but on opening night, an interruption changes the play's direction, and it's the one, and it's spoilers, I guess, even though we kind of have been talking about spoilers. It's a robber. Ah, no.
Yeah, and everyone thinks it's part of the
Part of the show.
yeah. And then Bob gets the robber arrested, and then Linda's upset because that their show is gonna not be great that night.
Yeah. This is also, well, we'll talk about that in humor. Never mind.
All right. So humor. Oh yes, yes, yes. Louise yelling at Tina before the show.
Yeah, and she's like slapping her. It's like, I'm sorry, baby. It's the theater. It's the theater. And it's like intense.
Yeah. And then Teddy being like dumb uh when Bob tells him to like shut up or something, he just keeps going. He just tells a story while whispering during the musical performance.
The music, yeah.
And or was it a musical? I don't know.
Music, I don't
I
know.
don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, the robber did have a song.
Yeah. It counts as a musical.
Yeah. And then Tina imagines the audience naked. That's something that just why would you need to?
Yeah.
So for humor, I rated this one a 15 out of 20.
Yeah. I think there's like a couple of good jokes. Like just I think the whole concept as an idea is so funny. Like just like doing a murder mystery dinner musical, and then just I think like that whole concept is so funny, and then we kind of get a look into Linda's excitement and spiritedness, as to kindly put it, and like I think this is definitely just like so funny to like watch, because it's like that spiral of like Bob and Linda, like where they kind of not butt heads, but where they butt heads is like the passion that Linda shares with the like, even though he's not straight man kind of attitude that Bob has.
All right, and then for the story for this one, it was a really interesting concept, but the only one who was really smart in the episode was Bob,
Yeah.
because he was like, "No, we're actually getting robbed," and Linda was just letting it happen.
It was for the theater.
Yeah, I mean, just because it really just made Linda look really dumb and shit. I put it
Yeah.
as a 14 out of 20. Still
Which
not
is
bad, but like,
yeah.
and then yeah, and then for other uh they had two small songs, but like yeah, and really nothing else that stood out. Eight out of 10.
Yeah.
So still better than a sexy dance fighting. 37 out of 50.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any other things I wanted to mention about this one? No. Oh yes, yes, yes. We're finally getting into some good ones. Uh,
Yes, yes, yes.
we have Sheesh Cab Bob. The store next door, oh my god, I don't want to even imagine this, is extra moist yoga.
Oh, oh God.
And then we have thank God it's fried egg. And for one of the burgers of the day, and the other one is Happy Burgerth Day, Tina.
Oh, it's
I
so
actually that
sweet.
was on the burger of the day board, but I don't think it was a
The
burger of the
actual burger,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, but I wrote it there anyway.
Just in case.
Yeah. For humor, it has some really good humor.
Yeah.
Like Bob drives around hookers and learns about transvest. I don't even know what I wrote there.
Yeah, it's a I believe it's an old term people used to use for trans people, but I'm very I was gonna say non-educated, but I'm sort of getting educated on like trans stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's got some like flangs to it, but like I feel like the whole mustache thing is so funny.
Yeah.
This is where Jimmy Pesto gets introduced, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was. I was just like, I don't know if maybe he made a cameo in the other ones because my brain is dumb and doesn't remember anything because brain. Um, but yeah, the whole mustaching is just it's so stupid and like so perfectly like like it's just so perfectly Jimmy Pesto, like the perfect introduction to him and uh Bob's dynamic. Like, oh my god, it's so funny.
Yeah. Uh Another thing, I don't remember the context, but Louise asks Tina if she knows what herpes is like. And I can just imagine Louise going, Tina, do you know what herpes is like?
Oh my god, yes, yes, yes. I remember the context, and this is one I was gonna bring up for the humor. It was the one where she's asking Tina if she knows how to kiss, and she's like teaching her how to kiss, and that's her birthday present to her. But she's just having her do like these weird tasks, like chewing a bunch of bubble gum, and then she's like slapping her. She's like, "You think you know how to kiss? You think you know how to lock lips, Tina?" And it's like
Oh yeah.
he's really aggressive with it.
Yeah, and then oh yeah. And Bob tries crack, which is not Bob at all,
Yeah,
but still funny.
yeah,
So I rated humor for all of that 16 out of 20.
yeah,
And then story. Uh this was the intro to Tina's main crush and another good episode about Bob and Tina's relationship.
yeah, for sure. It shows it all shows I think like the dedication and love that he has for his kids, despite like in previous episodes, like the first episode, he was like, "I love you, but I'd fire you off if I could. You're all terrible." It was like, but
Yeah.
I think like, well, I mean, sexy dance fighting had that as well, but I think this episode really like showed like how genuinely like sweet and loving Bob is as a father.
Yeah. I put the story as 18 out of 20.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I did. Oh my god, I love this episode. Um, yeah,
And then for other it was an introduction to three different characters.
yeah,
Jimmy Jr.,
Jimmy Jr.
Marshmallow,
Marsh
and
and Jimmy Pesto.
no, oh
No,
wait,
not
was Jimmy Pesto introduced in this one?
yeah.
Oh, and then four characters because Mr. Fish Odor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
we totally forgot to do a summary of this one.
Oh my god.
We're
Wow.
bad at this.
It's fine, you know. Rome
So
wasn't built on the first day, so there. There's that.
so Bob wants to get Tina like host a party for Tina's 13th birthday.
Yeah.
And so to get the money, he starts driving around hookers at night. He was hired by Mr. Fishoder, and uh, Tina wants Jimmy Jr. to join her for the party because she has a
Yeah.
crush on him,
And
and his dad won't let him as if unless Bob shaves his mustache, which he ends up doing at the end,
and then he's
and
like, oh,
then
and then
he
Tina's
finds
like,
he finds leverage over Jimmy Pasto, which makes
yeah.
Jimmy come over, or which makes him let Jimmy go to the party.
Yeah. And then that's another humor thing, the thing where it's like, oh, Dad, it's okay. I'm okay with him not going. He's like, I shaved my mustache for this. Oh my god, and then Linda gets like horrified by how Bob looks without a mustache.
Oh my god, he looks so different without a mustache.
It's weird. It's weird.
All right, and let's see. Do I have any other? But I think this is the highest rated one so far. 43 out of 50.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, and then we have Bed and Breakfast. I think this one's probably my least favorite of them.
Yeah, just this episode is like funny, but like it's just slow.
Yeah. So let's let, let's do the episode summary first
Yeah.
so we don't forget. So Bob and Linda host a bed and breakfast at their house for the weekend. And when it doesn't go Linda's way, she starts like forcing the two guests to, or like starts annoying them
Yeah,
to the point where they want to leave. But then she's like, no, nobody leaves. So she's like holding them hostage.
pretty much. Yeah.
But not in a malicious way, though.
Yeah, no. Like anytime that we bring up anything that Linda does, it's like lightly on the side of like invasive or whatever. She does it with a heart of gold, you know?
Yeah. And Bob, being the smart one, is like, Linda, you shouldn't do this. And you know how you get when things don't go your way. But then, oh, and then she invites Teddy over and makes Teddy take Louise's room. And
Oh yeah.
Louise is so upset that
Hi, Mom.
oh my god, yeah. I think
What are
I
you
put
doing,
that
Megan?
as in humor.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like the perfect like voice acting moment. I think like, ugh,
And whenever Louise is like that, like a psychopath almost.
it's so funny.
Yeah. And yeah, eventually everyone leaves. And that's the end of the bed and breakfast for Linda. Uh yeah. So the store next door was Horse Renderer, and the burger of the day was Hamburtly Hamburtly Legal, which is probably a lawyer thing. I don't know.
I don't know either.
And then humor, like we were talking about earlier, Louise is just psychopathic mode.
Yeah, it's so ugh.
And then oh, Gene was putting his feet in Bob's underwear and saying his feet were cold, and then because it's warm in Bob's ass. And that I think that was like one of the only funny parts, except
Yeah.
like Louise's psycho mode.
Yeah.
So I rated humor 14 out of 20.
Yeah, this episode was more, I think, how to word it, like more just to show again Linda and Bob's like relationship. I think this is definitely a Linda and Bob episode.
All right. So for story, I had it at 13, but change it to 14
Yeah.
because it's the first time it mentions Louise's room is a closet, and
Yeah.
also Tina's thrashing in her sleep, which is like a common thing that happens in the show.
Yeah.
And the story wasn't too great, but it also wasn't horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then for other, there wasn't really anything that stood out, so I put like a 5 out of 10
Yeah.
or a total of 33 out of 50.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I got everything.
Yes, this next episode. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love this episode.
Okay, yes, art crawl.
Yeah.
Uh,
Summary. I have to do the summary first, but
yes. It was they were having selling art and then or something, and
um,
then I think this is the introduction to Gale too.
yeah. Linda asks Bob to let her sister, Gail, hang her paintings in the art restaurant for Art Week. Borbs finds he's forced to contend with the city's art council, and which is where we also get introduced to Edith and like the angry art lady, and like oh my gosh, and oh my god, this episode is so funny, and it's like just
Yeah.
I love this episode.
So what Gale is hanging up in Bob's restaurant is pornography of animals' anuses. And Edith is so mad for some reason.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, I get it, it's pornography, but like,
But Edith, it's art.
yeah. And Bob doesn't want to hang up because obviously it will not other
risque.
Yeah, it will scare
for the restaurant and such.
Away.
Yeah.
So we have Store Next Door is Attempted Crepe, which is a play on attempted rape.
God.
And then the Poblano. Oh, you were saying something?
No, you're good. I was just...
Okay. And then the burgers of the day are the Poblano Picasso burger, New Baconings, which was already done in the pilot episode.
Yeah.
And then the Salvador cauliflower burger.
Oh. I only say ew because I just can't imagine cauliflower being good in a burger. Like,
yeah.
Like, I'm sure Bob made it taste great, but like.
And then for humor, there were so many good. Like
so many good jokes.
Like Louise with Andy and Ollie.
Oh my god, yes. And she's like, make mama some beautiful paint. Oh my god. This was this Andy and Ollie's first episode? Because I feel like were they, unless they were in Shish Kebab, but I don't I think they were. Unless
The
they were,
whole
but it was for like a brief second.
the whole animal anus pictures were just
Insanity. Like they're
yeah,
burned into my brain. Like
yeah. And
yeah.
then the help these poor deformed orphans. I don't remember who said that, but I had that written down for
I think I'm like 99% sure it was Louise saying that when she was trying to sell Andy and
oh
Ollie's
yeah.
paintings.
She was calling Andy and Ollie poor deformed
Yeah,
orphans.
God. Yeah, I think this is our first introduction to Andy and Ollie because it's like, you're twin. No, you stole my face. And they're like, just, I love Andy and Ollie. They're so funny.
And then the iconic "You smell like ointment and pee."
No, you smell like I. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the highest rated for humor. I think at 17
Yeah.
out of 20. Or
It's
wait, I
so
think the first
funny.
one I have at
So funny.
18 out of 20, but this is the second highest for humor.
It's so funny. God. Oh God, this episode is just so good. Also, Gail as a character is just like so hilarious as a kid. Just I despise and love Gail. Like, oh my God, she's so funny, but also I hate her.
And then so the story was okay, I
Yeah,
guess. It wasn't my favorite,
yeah,
but it wasn't bad. So I put it as a 15 out of 20.
yeah. I think the story, like what it lacked in like structure, it made up for in like the just chaos and
Yeah, and
perfection.
humor.
So like I know I keep saying that, but it's so funny. Like, oh my God.
All right. And then for other, I have a lot of things written for other. Like
Yeah.
this was introduction to I think 5 characters. Oh,
Yeah.
6. And then it mentions another character that appears later.
Mm.
So let's list them. Gail, Harold,
Ooh.
Edith, Andy, Ollie, Ken, and then
Oh
it
my
also
God.
mentions Dr. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
And then there's also, I think at the end, the Butts song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But, but-
And that's all I have for this one.
Let me see you, but I don't know. Yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
yes.
This next episode, I know.
The first one where Louise cries.
Yeah.
Uh Spaghetti Western and meatballs. So basically, Gene and uh uh Bob are hanging
Um.
out more,
Yeah.
and uh Louise doesn't like that because now she has no one to hang out with.
Yeah. I think this is like one of the first episodes where we really see like Bob and Louise's like really close relationship.
Yeah. And I should, when we're talking about Bob and Louise's relationship, I don't know if we said this in the Louise episode, but it was confirmed by the voice actor for Bob that at least he thinks that Louise is Bob's favorite child.
God, I mean, one, of course, but also like so funny that
Yeah.
he has one.
So, and then uh Gene and Louise start like fighting more, and then it ends up with them getting chased into a slide.
Oh, the slide scene.
Yeah, where Louise cries for the first time.
Yeah. And then Gene farts and inside the slide.
Oh my god.
God.
So The store next door is STD Be Gone. Treating STDs by a burger shop.
I mean, there's already a mortuary next to it. Why
Oh
not? You
yeah.
know.
If you die from your STD treatment,
Hey, you know.
we're gonna bring you to the crematorium right away.
Yeah. There's actually a discount of like, hey, if you die from an STD, you can get your funeral and then get like 5% off burgers. There you go. You got your deal.
Yeah. And then I think this is the only burger of the day that I found in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot at the okra coral burger.
The burger
And
names are
then humor. The the burn unit was funny.
yeah.
And then Gene being like, "Hey, is the plunger in there?" And Bob being like, "No, why? Did you clog the toilet again?" And Gene was like, "No, I'm just planning ahead." Like he
God,
knows he's gonna clog the
he's
toilet.
just yeah, one step ahead of everyone. Honestly.
Yeah. And mostly, it really mostly lacked in humor, but there were still some good jokes.
Yeah.
Like when Gene started getting on the couch for the banjo show, Louise is like, it's like pushing a couch off a couch, which is obviously like fat shaming Gene or something.
Yeah, but still, Louise is just some of the most creative roasts.
Yeah.
Like, well, roast, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just oh my god.
And then uh the story. It it shows Louise's softer side kind of,
Yeah,
and uses a good plot to do it.
yeah, for sure.
And oh wait, I should mention something in humor too. That they got bad names for it. Like the burn unit, which is
Oh yes,
actually
yes,
a
yes,
good
yes, yes.
name. And then the lunch bunch and then the menstruation nation, which Louise said were bad or no,
God, we
Bob
need to
said
get
were
better
bad
names here.
names.
So funny.
Yeah. And then yeah. Oh, I forgot to give the rating for humor too. I rated it 14 out of 20.
Yeah, that's a good rating.
And then for the story, I said it shows Louise's softer side and uses a good plot to do it. I'd give that a 17 out of 20.
Yeah, I go. Yeah.
And then I forgot where Mr. Frond appears, but it was a good second appearance of him with and then I gave the other 7 out of 10 because it really only had yeah. And we never see Gene's nemesis Choo Choo again. So yeah. Oh yeah. The whole resolution thing with the yeah, I forgot about that.
The
That's
what?
why that's the conflict resolution thing. That's why that's Tina and Linda's B plot with Mr. Frond. And because Louise and Jean couldn't get along, they were banned from serving meatballs and spaghetti at the thing. So yeah, I forgot to mention that at the when we were giving the summary. Next we have Burger Wars. I think this is the one where when Jimmy Pesto was starting to serve burgers or something. Hold on.
I
Let me look at
the yeah.
uh Yeah, and wants to use Bob's restaurant as a gift shop. And he has until the next night to pay off rent, or Jimmy Pesto will give the restaurant. And Jimmy Pesto doesn't even like his own burgers. And that's all I have for that.
Yeah,
Even though I know there's probably more.
but hey.
Oh, and I should mention that Mr. Fishoder's eye patch is now white. It was black in his first appearance.
Which is weird to think about now.
Yeah. All right, so we have store next door is Rocky Refuge, Raccoon Sanctuary. Uh, this reminds me of like Linda's relationship with raccoons, and how in one episode she even let one into the house and stuff. And the two burgers of the day are Sound and the Curry Burger, and Hit Me with Your Best Shallot Burger.
Oh, God.
And then I should also mention that this is the first episode where like they almost go out of business.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like you said in the previous episode, like at the ends of almost every season, they have an episode like that. I think it was you that
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah, I think like they have like a thing that puts them at yeah, like a oh no, we might go out of business thing, and then they end up like, so it's almost like a saying goodbye thing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, because oh wait, no, they had the season 1 and 2 already like ready when they
Yeah,
had this one out, so it's not like
they knew, or they didn't know if it was gonna continue on, but
yeah. So for humor, we have like when I was young and naive, I would have said arson, which I think was
Louise,
Louise.
God, she has so many good quotes. It's just, ugh,
And then Andy and Ollie in this one too.
God, yes.
And then when uh Bob and Linda go over to Jimmy Pesto's, they say, "Kids, watch the restaurant." And then a few moments later, Louise says, "Kids, watch the restaurant." Then Gene says, "Tina, watch the restaurant." And then Tina's like, "Restaurant? We know you. We both know you can handle it."
Oh God.
And then I thought this was in the movie at first, but uh when Linda's like, "You gotta hit him in the crotch,"
Oh my God, yes.
and then actually hits Bob in the crotch.
Yeah, and then he's like, ow, Linda.
Maybe that is in the movie, and also this one. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
it might be a callback. I don't know. I don't remember either.
Yeah. I wrote this one like weeks ago.
Yeah.
Also, Jimmy interrupting Mr. Fishoder uh was funny at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Fishoder's like, "Jimmy, please let me finish." So I rated humor for this 17 out of 20. That was just great.
Oh God. He needs to be humbled.
And then story. This is a great Jimmy versus Bob episode.
Yeah,
And
it's
most Jimmy versus Bob episodes are great.
yeah, they're oh, they're so good.
And the plot was great. It wasn't as like great as the Sheesh Cab Bob,
Yeah.
but it really shows that Bob cares about his kids when Jimmy Pesto calls them freaks.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely showed like the contrast. It definitely delved into a lot of the like bad fatherness. Oh God, that is Jimmy Pesto.
And then uh this is actually the first this is actually the first mention of Gene's interest in music. And they actually
Really?
have uh and they actually have an actual song in this one. I don't remember what it was, but like I by actual song I mean like one that's on the soundtrack on like Spotify and YouTube and stuff.
Mm.
But I don't remember what it was. So I can't say anything else about that.
Mm.
So for story I put 16 out of 20. And just because of the introduction to Gene's interest in music and uh that first actual song I was talking about, I put 9 out of 10 for other.
Yeah.
All right. I really liked this one. Season 1 episode 11, Weekend at Mort.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Hugo shuts down Bob's restaurant for like the weekend because there was green mold on the wall. And he said that Bob's restaurant and Bob's apartment as well had to be tented and I don't remember, pest control or something had to take care of it. Probably definitely not pest control, but something. I associate the tents with pest control.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, and they spend the weekend at Mort's instead of going to a
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, this episode is so good. Oh my God, this is what was funny. This is because Linda and Bob go on a double date with
Oh
yeah,
yeah, and
and then
they give they get uh
Tina
oh yeah, Tina helps
babysit.
no, Tina and the kids help Mort get a date,
Get a date. Yeah, and then oh God.
even though Tina can't get one herself.
Damn.
All right, the store next door is the bass drum emporium, and then burger of the day is I created a monster burger, which is obviously I play on I've created a monster.
So good.
And then there were oh my god, I have so much for humor.
It's so like it's just so funny. Like um yeah.
So I'm gonna start from the top where I have humor stuff. Like I have these sheets I made. So I had to write off the lines and stuff. For
Yeah.
most episodes I have to do that. So starting from the top, I have at the very end when Hugo's like talking about Jimmy Pesto's green mold, and Bob is like, "Yeah, Jimmy, you have to close now, like I had to." Hugo's like, just put some bleach on it,"
God.
which
Jimmy
Bob
should not
Bob
be
wanted to
open.
do at the beginning. It
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna put bleach on it," and he was like, "No, you have to close."
Yeah. Oh God. Jimmy needs to close his Stupid restaurant.
And then Louise's prank on Gene and Tina in the morgue, where
Yes.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, she took the emergency cell phone and then started making it look like there was a zombie.
Yeah.
And then this quote, I don't remember who said it. Probably like Louise or something. You never poop. We're doomed.
Oh, God, I don't remember the context for that one either, but
And then also Mort is like, stay away from my computer. You can go anywhere else. Just stay away from my computer. Not because of porn though. But it was obviously because he didn't want them seeing the dating, probably. I don't know.
yeah.
And then oh yeah. Tina says she has a complicated relationships with zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Oh my gosh. That whole I guess yeah. I that whole gag is so oh my gosh.
And then Mort says everything I own belonged to somebody who died. That was creepy.
So yeah. This is also the episode where Gene and Louise ride with Mort in his in the corpse car. I don't know what they're fucking called.
No. That was in Tinasaurus Rex when they didn't have the car.
Oh, okay. I we don't have a lot of Mort episodes, so like all of the ones that we do have, I always confuse them for each other.
Yeah. And then so they were gonna use uh Linda and or they were gonna use the weekend at Mort's. Bob and Linda were gonna use the weekend at Mort's to uh have their honeymoon, which they never had because they had to work, but now they can't even work.
Yeah.
So that Linda wanted to have sex with Bob,
Oh my god, yes. I remember this now. Yeah.
and Bob didn't want to. Oh, he wanted to work on his model, which we have never seen before ever,
Yeah.
and neither did Linda.
Which is crazy to think. Cause
So I rated humor 18 out of 20.
yeah. It's just like
And then for story, this is the first mentioned time of Tina babysitting, and also the first mention of the emergency cell phone, which both come out in later episodes, a lot of different episodes.
yeah.
And then really showed Louise's chaotic side.
Oh yeah.
And for all of that, I rated this story 16 out of 20. Not just because of the plot. And then for other, I really like that Mort gets a big role.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
and then it introduced Mort's girlfriend, but I don't remember if I don't really know if he still has the girlfriend because it never showed up in any other.
Yeah, well, I think it's
And
implied
then they didn't say like they just stopped dating after
yeah,
that.
they never technically said that they stopped dating, but I think it's implied because he does have a lot of other dating episodes of other characters.
Unless he was cheating on that one.
Ugh.
But probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
So I rated other 10 out of 10 just because Mort got a bigger role.
Yeah.
So
We need more and more. episodes.
That brings the total for this one to 44 out of 50.
Yeah, it's a good rating for this episode.
Yeah.
Not really one of the more memorable ones, but
still a good one. Like,
yeah.
yeah. And then we're on to the second to last episode. This is how the podcast got its name, Bobsterfest.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Our namesake, technically.
Yeah. The store next door is Magnum GI colonoscopies.
It
Just
you go, sorry.
weird stuff to have by a burger restaurant.
It just remembers me. It remembers me. Hello. It reminds me of that. Like, I got my top surgery at Eclairs, or I got my bottom surgery at Eclairs memes. Like, oh my god, so good.
Yeah. And then there's two burgers of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Something's not fishy burger. And then the one fish, two fish, red fish hamburger.
All right. Fishes can be good as burgers, but in burgers is interesting. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
So for humor, I didn't really put much because there wasn't really anything.
Yeah, again.
Hugo.
Yeah, of course.
And then the two others I have are, ew, you want to mate with each other? You want us to mate with each other? I don't remember who said that, but
yeah.
If it was like Louise, then it was talking about either like Louise and Jean or Louise and Tina or something.
Yeah. Or
which is
weird.
Yeah. But the show brings a lot of weird jokes.
Yeah. Especially during the first couple of seasons.
And then I don't remember the context of this, but wind chimes.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I remember this.
I think it was Bob who said that.
Probably. Knowing Bob, probably.
But yeah, I think this is the lowest for humor, or second lowest at 13 out of 20.
Yeah, is it? Again, not really a lot of rememberable jokes, but
yeah. And then the story, oh my god,
it's so.
I liked it.
Yeah,
it really showed like Bob's great heart at the end, though. Bob at the beginning was like oh no, I hate Lobster Fest and stuff.
And then
later in the episode, Lobster Fest is canceled, and he gets drunk and lets everyone trash his place.
Yeah.
And yeah. But then in the end he like I don't remember. I don't remember this episode that much.
Me neither. It's again one of those like not very memorable, but still.
Yeah. So for the story I put 18 out of 20. Which is actually high for me not remembering much.
Yeah, but still it's
yeah. For other, I put there wasn't that great of music, but it also introduced Gretchen as a character,
Oh yeah,
which she appears a little bit.
yeah,
And that brings my the total to 40 out of 50.
yeah. A fair rating.
All right, and I forgot to do a
Summary.
summary again,
It's
but
fine.
I did some of it, and
Yeah,
I don't really remember. He doesn't like Lobster Fest because he's allergic to lobster. Uh, but the kids want to go to Lobster Fest,
yeah,
but he
because
doesn't let them.
yeah,
And so they find during the storm, they find a lobster on the street and cook it, and Gene gets an allergic reaction. But he says he's always looked that way, which actually when Bob finds a photo of Gene, it says it shows that he did look like that, but he's still having an allergic reaction.
yeah,
And then when Bob was drunk, he turned Bobster the Lobster Fest into Bobster Fest. And yeah, that's how they trashed his restaurant. And then Lobster Fest went on the next day. All right, the season finale,
yeah.
Torpedo.
This one was interesting.
Yeah, I thought I'd rate it much lower because again,
Yeah,
I didn't really like it the first time I watched it. I mean,
yeah,
it was good, but like it was meh to me.
yeah,
So but I gave it surprisingly high ratings.
yeah,
So basically, Gene becomes a mascot, and Bob helps Torpedo cheat with the grease, and then
yeah,
Louis or Gene finds out Bob's doing that, and then says as long as it's entertainment, he can cheat in the mascot race. Which actually, I mean, if
well,
I saw my father doing that, I'd be like, okay, so it's right, I guess.
yeah. Especially when you're that young, like
Yeah.
the mascot.
I
Oh my,
mean,
we'll talk about this in humor, but my God,
the mascot race, or hold on, I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
yeah, you're good.
So, the Chris's Brisses was the store next door. And then the burger of the day was take me out to the burger. And then I wrote a lot for humor.
Yeah, me.
Like, gross, your role model is the same age as you from Louise.
Yeah,
And Mr. Fish Owner. When after using the bathroom, I forgot to zip. Bob was like, I didn't want to say anything. And Fish Owner is like, why not? Compliments are welcome. And then you were gonna say something for humor.
yeah. This is the mascot race in general is really funny, but also the scene where Louise is like, "Here, you can cheat by this," and then she does like a bit where she tapes a knife and I think it's a lemon to like her shoes, and she's like, "Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze, stab, stab, stab."
Oh yeah. I have the quote. Stab, 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 and then sting, sting, sting.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then uh there isn't such thing as karma, and that's Mr. Fish Owner right before his roller coaster collapsed.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned this earlier, but or the urinal encounter with Bob and Mr. Fish Owner. It was
Yeah.
just like, who talks to each
So
other in a urinal? I think it was Mr. Fish Owner who went into the urinal and then started talking to Bob, which is like creepy, but also at the same time kind of funny.
yeah.
So for all of that humor, I rated it 18 out of 20, which is the highest rating for humor.
Yeah.
It's
Which is
it's even
valid
it's
for
even with the first
the first
episode.
episode, yeah.
And then for story, I said the plot was really enjoyable. It really picked up in the second half. And then it also introduced the Wonder Wharf.
Yeah.
So yeah, I rated it 18 out of 20. And then for other, something that really stuck out to me was Mr. It showed that Mr. Fish Owner is a little greedy.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care about safety. He any parts of the roller coaster that he doesn't need on it, he can take off, and that's why it collapses and probably kill someone. I don't know.
I mean, hey, you know.
Actually, I don't think anybody dies in Bob's Burgers yet. Oh wait.
Not yet.
Not a person, but I just watched this episode too. I did my episode sheet on it. In full bars, Teddy's guinea pig dies.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so for that, I did story 18 out of 20 and other 9 out of 10. So the total is this is the highest rated episode, 45 out of 50. I think.
I
Let
think,
me see if because I know Shish Kebab is up there too.
yeah.
But let's see. Oh yeah, Shish Kebab is at 43. So I think there's one or I think this one is the only one above Shish Kebab right now. But let's get I'm gonna check out my the score for the totals for
Yeah.
this. The part I've been dreading.
In the meantime, the Stanley Parable of the elevator looms in the background. Dun 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 dun. Dun. I'm so sorry. I
No.
all I see is the clip of Markiplier just going "Ah, ah," and like dancing in the background. Is this the content you guys followed for?
All right. So the season rating for the season is 7.9 out of 10,
Damn.
which is actually really good.
Yeah. I think the first season is really good too,
Yeah.
so
So hold on. And actually it's 7.923
mm,
because we're gonna have other seasons that are probably 7.9. So I just want to make it 7.923.
yeah. Makes sense. I am not a math person, so I will trust you.
All right. So we have nothing to compare that to right now, but
But pending.
and the top 3 episodes are let's see. Obviously Weekend at Moritz. Where is it?
Beef kebab.
Oh yeah, Shish Kebab and Torpedo. And the order of that is Shish Kebab is in third place. Weekend at Moritz is in second, and Torpedo is in first.
Yeah.
And yeah. So next episode will be season 2. Now we were for other seasons, not this one. We're going to be doing a specific episode of the highest rated episode
Yeah.
of the season. So I think next one will probably be the first highest rated would be Cheese Cab, or no, not, would be Bob Day Afternoon. We're not doing one for this season because we already did the
Human flesh.
pilot, yeah. But then we're also gonna do some specific highlight episodes randomly too. So yeah, then we're gonna do season 2.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. This one is a bit longer because, oh my god,
The whole season.
Yeah, season, and this is only like half of what the modern seasons are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because, or a little over half. So like, expect a little bit of longer episodes.
Yeah, but that's good. More content of us being confused and promising we love Bob's Burgers, you know?
Yes. So, thank you, and we'll see you for season 2 next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.